If your discovery call process needs work, then you are in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to show you how to not only convert at a higher rate, but also how to feel more comfortable in your discovery calls, and also to make sure that the person at the other end of your discovery call is having a really great experience. My name is Michelle Hext, and I'm here to help you be a badass and make more money online. That's what I do. So let's dive into the content so I can show you how to do exactly that. All right, this is broken down into 3 sections. So let's dive straight in. The first part is remembering that if somebody jumps on a discovery call with you, it's because they think you're amazing. A lot of coaches feel like when they get on the discovery call with their potential client, they feel like they've got to perform or sell the client, for example, or they've got to prove themselves, when the reality is, if the person has already scheduled a discovery call with you, they already think you're amazing. So you have to remember that. You've got nothing to prove in this session. They already think you're amazing. They're here because they think that you can help them. So make sure that you really sit in that before you go ahead with the discovery call. You've got nothing to prove. People have made a booking with you because they think you are more likely than not the right coach for them. Another thing I want you to remember is that this is not a coaching call. This is a call where you are helping people to understand what you do, and you also both get to figure out if you're the right fit. What I want to say there is that if you go into coaching people on the call, something happens in their brains. And what tends to happen is when you're on the call and somebody offers up a problem and you immediately start coaching them, what tends to happen is their mind goes straight away to, oh, now I know what I need to do, and they start to figure it out. And you've disconnected in the call. And it means that they feel like they know what they need to do and they can go and do it without you, which is usually not the case. And so if you are coaching people on your discovery calls, then you are doing yourself a disservice, and you're also doing them a disservice, because at the end of the day, they are always going to get a better result working with you than trying to go figure it out on their own. So don't break that golden rule. No coaching on discovery calls. The second part of this training is the pre-screening. I highly recommend that you pre-screen anybody that comes through for a discovery call. Now, what I mean by that is make sure that you have an online scheduler and ask the right questions ahead of the call so that you know if this person is going to be a good fit for you, or if they're in the right financial place to be able to invest in you. So what this looks like is, as I say, you want to have an online scheduler. If you don't, and you're asking people to please email me, or please text me, or please message me to schedule a call, that's a step of resistance, right? If somebody's up in the middle of the night and they're inspired to make a call with you, let them do it. So sometimes people are sitting around at night and they have either been dealing with a problem or they've been reading something and they feel like, you know what, I need a coach. And so they start looking, or maybe they've stumbled across your content. And then what they want to do is go and schedule a call. If they have to jump through hoops to schedule a call with you, then you're going to lose them. So we want to have the path of least resistance. Make it easy for people to book calls with you. Now, part of this pre-screening is asking questions like, what is it that you're struggling with right now? How do you think I can help you with this? Are you in a financial position to invest in coaching with me right now? If we're a good fit, are you ready to get started right away? Whatever questions feel, they're going to give you the information you need to make sure that this person that shows up on the call is invested in your time and they really are serious about looking for a coach and they're ready to start straight away. You don't want to waste your time doing discovery calls for people that don't have the money, right? We don't want to be doing that. Our time is very precious, and I want you to really start to see your time as being valuable. We also, in the pre-screening and on our discovery call page, want to make sure that people are aware that I expect you to turn up. If I'm going to be there, so I expect you to turn up as well. I can be a bit of a hard ass with my, the pre-screening and the framing of my discovery calls, but I am not going to sit and wait for anybody to turn up on a discovery call and not show up. So then you get on the call, right? And this is the way that I've been running my discovery calls for years. My conversion process is close to 100%. And it's because of this system, I believe. So the first thing that we want to do is when the person comes on the call, first thing that I say is, hey, I've had a look through everything on your intake questionnaire, but I want you to fill me in. What's going on for you right now? Tell me what's going on. And then I'll just let them talk. Our job is not to interrupt. Our job is not to try to solve problems for them. Our job is to listen. We're listening for what they're saying. We're listening for what's going underneath. And we're also, getting a feel for this person and figuring out, is this the type of person that I can help? Is this the type of person that I want to work with? So you let them talk. Obviously, if somebody's going off in a million tangents and all over the place, we're always going to bring them back and say, hey, let's just focus on this particular thing for now. So tell me more about that. We don't want people to ramble on for an hour because there's no power in that. But we want to really guide them and direct them as to the conversation. Example, I'm a business coach for coaches. So I'm going to ask them what's going on with the business. And then they will tell me what's going on. And then the next question that I'll ask them is, so how do you think I can help you? And then I just shut up. And then I let them tell me how they think I can help them. And if I believe that they are correct, then I'm going to say, you're exactly right. I can help you with all of that. Or it's a really good time as well to manage expectations. So somebody comes along and they say, yes, I think you can help me by doing this, and this. And if you can't do half of those things, that's your time to say, look, I can help you with these things. That's not my area of expertise, but I can definitely help you with, these couple of things here. Is that okay? And then they'll tell you yes or no. And usually people just get caught up. They're so excited to be on the call because often it's taken a lot for them to get to the call, right? And so what tends to happen is they just get a little bit of verbal diarrhea, which is fine. They're a little bit nervous. Then, as I say, I ask, how do you think I can help you? And if I'm satisfied, yes, I can help you. The next thing that I would say to them is, do you have any questions for me? And I always say as well, I could tell you everything about myself, about my business, about the work that I do, but I don't want to waste your time. So what specific questions do you have for me? And if you've done your job right, they're going to say, how much is it? And then you get to have that conversation about taking it to the payment system. Usually I have a range of prices on my pre-screening anyway, so people will have a bit of an understanding. If you're negotiating the cost and the deposit and the payment terms and things like that, that is a sale. That is for you to work with that client to come up with the terms that work for both of you. And don't be afraid to stretch people a little bit, all right? Because they want to play it safe a little bit. We don't want to put people in debt, obviously. We want to feel aligned and good about the work that we do. But we also want to acknowledge that, the more skin you have in the game, the more committed you're going to be to this process. And that means we're going to get a really amazing result. So are you in or not? If somebody says to you, I can't afford it, or if somebody says to you, I need to go speak to my cat or something like that, usually that tells me that they're not sold. The call hasn't worked for them. And so you need to decide, go with the feeling, like really trust your instincts. If you feel like, okay, so before you said that you're ready and you're in a financial position, but now you're saying you're not. So what's changed? Am I just not the right coach for you? That's totally fine. Let me know. That's totally cool. Or am I maybe a little bit more expensive than you thought that I was going to be? Because if that's the case, maybe we can have a conversation about that. Tidy it up, finish the call in a way that feels really good for you, but don't also let the person chicken out at the last minute. Maybe, I don't know, people go through all sorts of a range of emotions at the end of a call. But if they're sold, you'll know. If they're not sold, you'll know. Do what feels aligned to wrap up the call. And if you feel like you need to follow up, make sure that you say, do you mind if I follow up with you in a week from now, or 2 days from now, or 3 days from now? Get there okay, and then make sure you follow up. I hope you've learned something today that's going to help you to feel more comfortable about your discovery calls. Make sure that your client is having a better experience. And the way that we do that is just to make sure that they feel heard, and that you remember that if somebody has booked a discovery call with you, it's because they think you are awesome. So no coaching on the call. Get clear about the questions that you want to ask. Screen people really well. Enjoy the call. Have fun with the call. See it as a conversation. And if you are a great fit, then that person will be your client. I've been Michelle Hext. from michellehext.com. I will be back very, very soon.